Hi, I'm EXO and I'm on a journey to becoming a DIY guru. So what am I up to today? Well, behind me, we have an old, dated, ugly wall that not even a coat of paint could fix. We're going to be giving it a facelift by cladding it with some reclaimed timber that Kevin has completely transformed from what it was. It was old timber from an old garage door that Dave had replaced. And before Kevin got a hold of it, looked as if it was destined for the fire pit.
And all that I did was I put them through the thickness planer to get them to a smooth, uniform thickness. Then I divided all the wood into 3 equal piles and I applied a technique onto 2 of them. Now the first pile I stained with Nova Dye 18 in a dark ebony color. This stain dries really quickly, so to get that smooth, uniform look, you need to apply it thinly and quickly before it dries. If you don't, you're going to end up with patches that are darker than the rest. Just remember to use rubber gloves because this stain will stain everything. Then on the second pile, I picked up a butane torch and had some fun. I charred the wood, but you'll see these dark circles and patches. That's from holding the flame steady in one place for too long. By keeping the flame moving, we get a much more evenly burnt pattern. Then the third pile, I left as natural wood. You know I'm a fan of bare wood, right up my street. And all of the planks then got 2 coats of sealant. It really helps the grain and the technique pop. For that, I used Nova Floor number 12, applied with a mohair roller.
This timber looks brand new and it's going to look amazing on the wall. Now if you don't have an old pile of timber, you can use new timber from builders in whatever size you want, or even old pallets. Now if you have an area that is perfectly sheltered from the weather elements, you can even use laminate flooring. Even better if you can mix and match the patterns and the colors. Now the first thing we need to do is to get our battens onto the wall so we can fasten the timbers. And for that you will need 8 by 32mm pass strips for the battens, a ladder, a drill with a 6mm masonry and 6mm wood bits, 6 by 55mm nail-in anchors, a hammer and small wood nails, or even better, a nail gun, a spirit level or line level, tape measure, a pencil, square, and chalk line marker.
You're also going to need a saw of sorts, and we're going to use a jigsaw. The first step is to get a level across the bottom. And using our line level and chalk line, we're going to find level across the base of the wall and snap a chalk line. Now we can measure, mark, and cut our battens and attach them to the wall using the 6mm nail-in anchors. I'm going to space them roughly ½ a meter apart, which will give us enough space to attach the timber. So now our battens are installed, we can start by attaching the first of our planks, ensuring we line up with the chalk line we marked earlier. We can use a hammer and nail, or even better, a nail gun.
Hey, let's. Right tools for the job, guys.
Now these planks are not long enough to cover the entire width, so we're going to need to measure, mark, and cut the next plank to fit in the gap. Just remember to make sure that your smaller pieces have at least 2 battens to attach onto. Wall's starting to take shape, I think it's looking great. Just remember when you place the planks to squeeze them together to close up the gap, and also make allowance for fixtures, such as the plug socket. EXO, please can we have a burnt one?
Kevs, I really love the idea of mixing it up. The staggered look gives it so much of character.
And this is only working with 3 techniques. Can you imagine we had 4 or 5?
Tell me about it. Kevin, boga, look at that. It looks amazing. I love it. Now, I know you said you used a sealer. Why do you use a floor sealer?
EXO, good question. As much as this is not a floor sealant is really hard wearing, and this wall is going to be somewhat exposed to the elements, the morning sunlight, and with a floor sealer, we don't have to worry about maintenance or resealing it for years to come.
And it looks amazing.
I know, it does, doesn't it?
But Kevin, that ceiling's not straight. How are we going to get that angle?
It's really easier than you think. We're going to scribe the timbers. To do this, turn the plank over and place it against the ceiling. Then using the last plank we attached as a guide, mark where they overlap, and this is your cut line. When we then place the plank in place, right side up, the angles match, and this technique can also be used when tiling or laying flooring. Now we do exactly the same for the remainder of the planks. So we flip the plank over and hold it against the ceiling. We mark that with a straight edge, and that's our cut line.
Kevs, I'm amazed. And to think that this was actually recycled timber, it goes to show that not all old wood is scrap wood.
So with a bit of imagination, a bit of techniquing, and a bit of elbergrease, we've really transformed this wall.
I'm amazed. Good job. Teamwork makes the dream work. Now remember, everything that we've used to restore and install this timber is available at Builders, in store, or online at builders.co.za. And for more how-to videos like this, check out the blog on the website. Get to Builders, get it done.